I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit, your team shouldn't even show up.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Check 55 to Mike. Let's go, let's go. Check 52, 49, check 49, check 49.
Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Come on, fellas.
Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there.
Check 55, Mike. Man, let's get that.
Good route here.
Mike.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
And they'll try the jet sweep here. They find some open field here. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Rush in. Slam, slam, slam. Bang, 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 bang. Can't.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
From the red zone now, Cousins. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. 16 yards of first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his third touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Bailey got the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Check 3, check 3. Out. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Express. Twist. Watch the twist.
This is Jalen Richard, the 4th-year man from Southern Miss. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Check 3. White Monday. 5 down.
Throwing now is Carr. Caught by Nelson left side. A gain there of 21 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Express. 52's the mic. Got OP. Check 429. Crunch. What's up?
Carr now on 1st down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. There for the sack, Everson Griffin.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Coverage there by the safety, Harrison Smith. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, dude.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. He's going to air one out. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. Oh, eluding the tackle. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
2nd and 6 at the 19-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
I know, easy.
To throw, Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. He's got a man, complete. It's a gain of 34.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Cousins on 1st down. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's taken down inside the 30. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. First down, here's the run with Cook. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Check.
Play action now. Cousins. His throw caught right around the 6. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
That's another Vikings first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Whip. Watch the whip.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
And goal at the 7-yard line.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey, and it's now 14-0.
Next to score, Vikings 14, Raiders 0.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
They're on 36-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
61, matchbox lights. Express. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. You're mine. Kill.
Throwing on first down is Carr. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he loses the football a second time. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Mine's 54. Mine's 54. Did you go get this? Raider one. You think you gonna get this?
Now Carr again. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Luke Wilson, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Vikings 14, Raiders 7.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position.
Watch the safety creep. 6 guys. Check 6.
A first carry now for Kofani Muhammad. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 20, 10, 5, and nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line.
And whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are. And now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. Breaking the huddle, first and goal as the return team has set him up with, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Bailey got the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Dan Bailey, the kickoff for Minnesota.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings them up 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right, and that's caught inside the 30. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there. Carr to Nelson, 56 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's Muhammad. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Carr now to throw. Flush to his right. And, it'll be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Following the interception, Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
13 yards on the play.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Tackles. Quick edge. Come.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
694.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's airing it out for Williams. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
On first down, Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. Will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again. And
he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. The final shot here before half for Carr. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Looking to throw again on second down. Carr. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, or run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Express. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Low. Hey, D-line, let's get 637.
Now Carr. Escaping the pressure right. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
White. 25. Check. Pilot, 64. Weak. Kill. Switch. Check the backer. Check 24.
Carr gives to Richard. Richard lost it, and the Vikings pick up the football. He's still the Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Bailey got the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
Vikings 42, Raiders 7. Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Right there in the middle, 55. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D.
They'll run on first down. It's Cook, and a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had,
and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Corey Coleman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that will extend this big lead.
Vikings 49, Raiders 7.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Let's get off the field, D. Have me. He's checking Craig. Check your hot read. On your team.
Going to try to jet sweep with Nelson. He's got a first down and then... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Check. Watch 54. 3 buzz. 300. Twist.
On second down, Cook. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On third down, Cousins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 30. Call that a gain of 38. A big march forward on the third down conversion.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
Rose. 36.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, T. Here I come.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And some room to work. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 23-yard run as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that rushing touchdown is fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And he's got room. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Check 48. Move.
They run. Cook. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And the Raiders pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. The throw over the middle taken in, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Nelson. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy?
Easy. Kill. Hey, Haywood.
Carr now on first down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Carr to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Nelson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 24-yard line.
First down, Raiders.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help it.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 30, 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
To throw again on 2nd down. Carr out to the right here to Wilson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Wilson gives Oakland a veteran option at tight end. Remember, they had Jared Cook last year. He's now in New Orleans. But Wilson, 5 years in Seattle, then 1 in Detroit before the native of Windsor, Canada, signed with Oakland back in March. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and that'll make it third down.
Here we go. He's coming. Double up.
Express.
He's coming. Double up. Hey, what?
29.
Check Mike 54.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
And an alley to run. Corey Coleman. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Bailey got the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there.
Come on, let's go.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
I'm coming. Kill.
Slide down.
Turn it out.
Throwing again on second down. Carr, now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They were great.